Hello everybody, welcome back to Motorsport Manager. Thetimix here, and the Unknown Benefactor Challenge continues. Last time out we had sort of a good race overall, slightly positive for us, even though we lost the lead. We're only behind Scuderia Rossini by a point, and we were just barely ahead of them and Panther. And now we have opened up a 19-point lead on Panther, so we can focus more of our effort on Scuderia Rossini. We had like a 5 or 6 point edge on them combined in the last race going into it, so still viewing that as a success. Now, we did also finish Gearbox and something at the HQ as well. It's like it was the test track that finished. That's going to cost us some money, but of course it also helps with engine development, which we don't really care about. Drivers working on cornering and overtaking would be a lot more important if we were looking long term here. Okay, so how many of these parts are we going to want? It's time to start looking at that. Definitely don't want that one. 1, 2, 3. And we could boost acceleration during qualifying, but why? So I think we're ready to make our final part here. If we go like that, I think that's about as good as we're going to do. Reducing the red zone and getting up to 11-18 total. Qualifying just not worth the effort, or more importantly, the time. So this one will get done before the race. Won't be able to use it for this race. We could potentially use that gearbox in the next race, and then we'll be able to get started on the one after it. So yeah, and you see Gonzalez's part dropped a lot more on average. I'm going to boost the amount of extra weight stripping I do on her to 10%. The nurse is really helping a lot. Costa beaten by Saarinen. Would you consider bringing him in next season? I'm going to say, no, I've got 100% belief in our drivers, because I'm not going to worry about trying to mess around with that. Saarinen and Lipinen, less than a second between them, and Costa was right there too. So, yep, the rivalry going to continue. All right. There's our gearbox. Let's get our repairs done. Phoenix has got about 2.5 weeks, so we've got some time to work on that. And what exactly are we going to be working on? We're looking at the engine, the suspension, and the rear wing. Engine's already in there. Gearbox is in there, so we can probably... Although we want to get everything up to 100% here, really. So I think our goal is just to put in really everything. We're not going to work on the gearbox. We should be able to easily get reliability to where we need it to be. Or maybe not. Okay. Engine, suspension, rear wing. Let's at least get those to 100%. Okay, we can do that with 3 days left, and then maybe throw just a bit of other things in. Suspension performance is maxed, rear wing is not. So we can throw those in, get just a tiny bit there. Really would be nice to get everything to 100%. Can't do that, but we can at least do it on the crucial parts. That's something. Okay, we've got more sponsors in that we'll need to deal with eventually. And what do we have over here? Happy with us being second. Talking about Oscar Diaz retiring. Haven't heard that name in a while. And Phoenix, 44 laps, fairly low lap record. It'll probably be a little faster than that. Good rear wings are going to be the key. Let's take a look at our car. Our rear wing sucks. As a matter of fact, it's the worst there is. This could be a struggle. We do have a pretty good engine in third right now, but nonetheless, our car is considered above average, so we have improved it some. And you want more brakes. Well, we're working on the gearbox right now, so just chill. And just about everything's done here in reliability. Let's go and remove all of those. And they're not actually totally there. But they're really close. Okay, so let's get the gearbox, the front wing in. And the rear wing was the most important, so we'll go ahead and throw that in. They're like at 99.5% or something stupid like that, because it won't actually give us the completion, but that's fine. And now we've got a gearbox in again. So we're going to want to switch that up. And design the second one. Let's go ahead and build that one. Be done well after the race. So, of the two that we have at the moment, let's pull that one out, the 79%, yank that one out of there, and get this one rolling. And hopefully get it ready for the next race after this one. It's not going to be ready now, even if we just put that in by itself. No way we'd make it. Not in 4 days. And I believe now it's time to head off to Phoenix. Pascal Becker. They say he's the driver to beat. Meanwhile, somebody else says Saarinen's odds on to win. Their team thinks they're going to do well. And Chapman is hoping to pick up a few points, not happy how he's doing. Nothing about us. I may have lost most of my fortune to my third ex-wife, but if I had any money left, I'd bet it on him. That's just one of those over-the-top quotes that I find amusing. Okay, let's go here and pick up 1.6 million from Shield. Sure. We're not too concerned about the money at this point, obviously having plenty of it. Take another quick look at our car. Still showing in 5th. About the same. Might have improved. I think we did improve our rear wings a little bit, but not enough to make much of a difference. This could be a race where we'd struggle. But if we can knock the Scuderia drivers out, we'll get some kind of finish, pull ahead of them, maybe lose some ground against Panther, but that's probably what we're going to be going for here. 33 degrees, super warm. So we're going to want super softs for qualifying, mediums for the race. Can pretty much mark that down. And low fuel burn. High on the tire wear. So 44 laps. I'm going to go with this. I think we're going to want to start the race potentially on super softs. How many mediums are we going to want? Because we're going to need one for the practice. Now, if we're going to start the race on the super softs that we qualify on, assuming, and use one for practice, we're going to have a limited amount for qualifying. But I always want to end up doing the right thing for the race. And they expect us to finish 8th and 12th, which is almost as bad as we were for the first race. And it really doesn't surprise me, again, because of the rear wing situation. Okay, and as usual, we're going to have Gonzalez and Elo. We did get all of our, crucial parts up. It's going to be 255. And then we're also going to crank out an extra 10% out of everything for Gonzalez. So 390 and 255. Our weight stripping continuing to improve with every race, as it should be. I think we'll start going after the qualifying super softs, make whatever adjustments we want to make, then switch to the mediums. And I doubt very much you're actually going to want lower downforce, but it's what you say you want, so we'll go with it. Still like to follow the listen to the driver until they prove themselves wrong mantra, even though I'm pretty sure they are. And now, Gonzalez appears to have a better head on her shoulders for this track. Go with 6.2 to start. Understeer. And yeah, acceleration is a bit of a surprise. Both of them pushing on the acceleration side. I believe they will change their mind, but maybe not. Yep, qualifying one lap definitely would seem to be the thing to do at first. And we should be able to max out everything here. Being as short of a track as it is, I'm not going to bother with the softs. I just don't see us needing to use them. And of course, if I worked on the softs and I somehow wanted to pull them out during the race, well, I wouldn't be able to, because they'd be worn out. I'm only taking one with me so I can make sure I have enough supers and mediums. And only a couple drivers on soft, a split between supers and mediums for the rest of the field as well. So they got the same memo on that. And 33 on race day is going to be too hot even for mediums. Might even be too hot for hards as far as that goes. Yes, you certainly should. I couldn't agree more. Yep. So both of them figured out, acceleration's a bad idea. But we should go fast on a fast track. Yeah, in less than a minute laps. Ooh, that's pretty hideous. That is seriously hideous. 65%. Let's get some fixing done, shall we? Maybe not that high. Maybe stick you up at that 6.2. Well, that's probably not high enough, actually. Maybe 6.4. Okay, and they didn't like the handling. I'm pretty sure you're going to want more understeer. Let's go all the way on that. Yeah, I can't go all the way on this. If we pulled this down one, that still would be too much. You know, I'm going to try it. Nah, I'll push it up. We'll try it there. And let's see what we end up with. Longer qualifying run, same tires. And in comes Gonzalez. Both drivers aggressively average at best. We nailed the downforce, so that was something, and that gives us a mid-70s showing. We're definitely still not happy with the rest. We'll go with the same deal here. Prop it as much as we can. 3 laps. Now let's see if we can max this qualifying and Super Soft's deal out. Maybe even get in a full lap or two, and some kind of time to see how slow we are. I'd say how fast we are, but we're not going to be fast on this track, so we'll go with see how slow we are. So far, everybody liking the changes. Yep, and very few cars on Super Softs able to get beaten by us. But it's still middle of the pack times. Can't really complain too much about that. We're starting to get close to our numbers. Everybody liking everything about the changes at the moment. Let Elo keep going and bring in Gonzalez for this one. I think it's going to be not quite enough. Oh, we just made it. We would have put, although we probably would have had to keep Aloe out. Like, might not have made it if we brought her in. So, in any case, 94%. That's a good ballpark idea. Speed balance is just on the high side. So if we drag that in a bit. Let's see, we went from poor to good. Okay, let's try that. And then race trim and mediums. And our Italian reserve driver will be coming in next. Much better. Much, much better. 96. Switch you over to mediums as well. Race trim. We went from poor to, I think we want more downforce even, probably. Handling, I'm not sure. It's close. I'm going to try just a hair less downforce. And also on the steering. And I don't know if that's the right direction or not. But we'll just try that and make little tweaks as we need to. And now we're ready to just run for a while. You see the tires still heating up. Even at 28 degrees, they're going to get baked at 33. Let's go and bring you in now. Do the same with Aloe. Just want to take another look. Make whatever adjustments are needed. And then we'll go out and get the rest of our race and medium trim. Still no sign at all of rain. Unless it's artificially created by sprinklers, pretty much not going to get rain in Phoenix. Handling, not quite there yet. 97% though, everything else is. Poor. Good. Great. So we're really close. Just make sure which way we've got to go. I'm thinking it's that. That'll be towards the good though. Alright, let's try that. And Aloe is ready. What does the percent say? 99. Alright, we're just going to let Aloe just run then, and we're going to have Gonzalez just take a start and stop approach until she's ready. Because for Cora Aloe, she can't improve anything. All she's going to do is get us race trim. We got lots of time left in the practice. So she's already basically done her job. And there's our level 2. We only need one more, with 7.5 minutes remaining. Handling went down to good. Okay, so this is good, and that's good, and this is great. I think I need a little bit more understeer, but not a lot. That's my reading of that. So I think that's where I want to be. Let's see. If we did more understeer this way and then came back, let me try that. See where that puts us. No need to really speed up that much, I guess, for one lap. Or 2 laps, since I didn't tell her to come in. Oops. There we go, and there's no reason for Aloe to be out there anymore. So if we can get triple purple smileys for excellent with Maria Gonzalez, or do we have more work to do? We have almost 5 minutes if we need it. Praising the handling, though, on our way in, so hopefully that's a good sign. It is. What's our percent? 99. Double 99s it is. Now let's just wrap this up. Hold on a second. Yeah, I hit qualifying. Thought maybe they were barking about it because I didn't get it. We were set up for qualifying. So they can whine as much as they want. We are ready to go. 9th and 11th. Well, right in the middle. And also, of course, pretty much right where we were predicted. They had us at 8th and 12th, and 9th and 11th is as close as you're going to get. So look at Steinman and Scuderia taking the top 4 places again, to the surprise of nobody whatsoever. Of course, it's interesting that there's one German and one Finn on each of those teams. But it's time to get on to the qualifying. And people concerned about us. What's the issue? Well, I will tell you what the issue is. Our rear wing sucks. So Phoenix is going to be an issue. Period. Decent weather. We'll just want to wait till fairly late in the qualifying session. No reason why going out at 2 minutes wouldn't be plenty easy enough. And let's see, super overtake in qualifying. As always. Super softs in qualifying. And yeah, everybody's happy with all of that. We could see if we could finish in the top 15 with our practice tires. I just, I don't see that necessarily being a good idea. They're probably a little bit too worn down. Let's just speed this right along. We want to get through most of the session. Just let everybody else do their thing. And only do one lap towards the end. We have the best setup, Gonzalez. Were you not around the other day? And of course, her form sucks today. Costa's is better, which is nice. So yeah, 53.5 apparently is the time to beat. And that's Wexler with Lippinen right up there. We are in no danger of hitting that. But let's see what we can do. Gonzalez at least up to the mid-4s instead of the high 3s. Brakes, as usual, have no chance on this track. Alright, Costa, let's see what you've got. Not too bad for that first segment. Second sector, almost as good. You could potentially be as high as fourth here. Gonzalez, of course, further back without the super overtake. Finishing 8th, but that's still plenty good enough. Wexler wins. And if we were to be 4th and 8th for the race, I would not complain. None of the key players failing to finish well. In fact, Costa the only one denting there, getting the perfect top 4. Although I'm actually talking about Steinman. Really, Panther is the second team, which, I mean, 9th and 12th, not too impressive. So that's good news for us. So we're worried about them more than we are about Steinman at this point in the season. So qualifying 2, we're probably going to take the same approach. It's going to be really hot. And yeah, if the track keeps improving by that much, we won't wait till the very end. Let's let it get all the way up to the max before we even go out there. And of course, as usual, it's flattening out, not going up quite as much as high as anticipated. But it is still increasing. Alright, let's get this show on the road, shall we? It's full. Costa will go first. And once again, Costa with the better form over Gonzalez. Combine that with super overtake, and it's not too hard to figure we're looking at the same similar results. Temps bouncing around a lot, trying to keep him in the zone, and we succeed. So Costa 0.2 seconds behind here, not quite as good as his run last time at the same stage. .4, but he could be competing with Lipinen for that third spot here. And he gets it, so easily in the top section there. And Gonzalez should easily move on with the top 10 as well. Yep, 8th. 3rd, and Gonzalez not happy with it, but 8th once again. So no complaints. We coast through the first 2 rounds of qualifying, only getting 1 run on each of the tires. We've got very fresh tires for the ones that we're going to have to use for the race. Just no arguments anywhere. So both drivers had improved form in that one, hoping they'll be able to carry that forward. But of course the big news here is Nikolai Surikov stuck in the bottom half for Panther. Good news for us. And Wexler taking the top spot in both so far. Might as well just shove him on the pole, I would think. And we could go with an extra qualifying run here, but I think we're just going to do the one and conserve tires, give ourselves maximum options for the race. Looking like it's going to be a beautiful day for qualifying. An extra spot either direction, probably not going to make a big difference. And there we go. So we will go out a little bit earlier than usual. Cost at 7.9. Yep, and those are locked because they're going to be used in the race. Gonzalez looking even worse, Costa looking even better compared to yesterday. Or the earlier session, rather. Still calling it a different day, but whatever. Costa now up to 8.0. So he should get us that sponsor bonus, and more importantly, stick himself near the front of the field. Very similar to the first two attempts. Now, Lipinen was closer, though. Lipinen had better time today. So I'm thinking we could be stuck in fourth. Yep, definitely. That second sector was not great. I think we're looking at fourth place here. Yep, and not going to argue with that. A little bit better than yesterday for Gonzalez, despite the lowered form. And 8th for the third day in a row. I'm not going to bother challenging for anything better. None of the other times changing any positions. Just got to take your hat off to Dieter Wexler, really getting it done so far here. So 3rd, 4th, and 8th. Very consistent in qualifying. And no, that's so much better than we're supposed to finish that I'm not going to argue with it. And we'll see if we can move up at all, but we're also definitely going to be targeting Wexler and probably Saarinen, I think, this race. We'll see how that goes. So we got a fan excited about us here, and everybody complimenting Dieter Wexler. Zoe Sharp is ticked off after finishing last on the final day. Bright sunshine. Hot, punishing weather as always in Phoenix. Can basically set your watch by this track. Okay. We want super overtake mode to try to stay at the front. Arguable. I don't think we do. Phoenix is fast enough. There are areas you can pass on. I'm going to go with race trim and mediums. And then we'll go with the nurse. And I may want to go with light-footed super softs. Let's take a look at what they think here. Yeah, so for super softs, we need to use 3 stints. What I'm thinking is a set of super softs and a set of mediums. Probably isn't that good of an idea to make the super softs last that little bit longer. So, instead of doing that, we'll do nurse in the race trim. And then for fuel, for Costa, I think we're going to drop it by 4. Go down to 40 laps. And the usage for this track is low, so I just think I can get away with a little bit more. I'm going to go down to 38 for Gonzalez. That might be a little bit too aggressive. And in fact, it probably is. Well, maybe. You know what? I'm going to try it. I can always redo the race. So we're going to go aggressive at first, but we're probably going to drop the tire burning real quick. Wexler 8 in the front row by Pascal Becker 6, and Lippinen 5, Costa with a 7, and moving back to the 4th row, Gonzalez is a 5. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Miserable start for Costa. Slipping to 5th. Now 6th. Now passing a whole bunch of cars that got caught up in traffic into 3rd, and now back down to 4th. So in other words, we don't have any idea. 6th and 12th for Gonzalez, which is all kinds of yuck. Costa's at least fighting to stay somewhere near the front. We're going to switch down to push. It is only the 2nd lap, but we just can't afford to get too aggressive here, I don't think. Gonzalez had bounced back up to 7th, now slipping again, which is natural, but I'm trying to, you know, conserve the tires here. Let me just take a quick look. Yeah, okay, medium's going to give us maybe almost 30. Boy, if we want to get that, we're going to have to not push these tires a whole lot. So I'm going to go down to neutral after the next lap, and then go conserve after a while. Yeah, let's go neutral now. I definitely don't want to be frying the fuel any more than I can help. 5th and 9th here. And blowing by is Costa. Or rather, Vidal blowing by Costa. We'll go one more lap on neutral, and then I'm going to switch to conserve. May lose positions, but I'm going to live with that. And yeah, our tires are going to overheat if we don't do that anyway. So 7th and 9th, and right about now, well, Scuderia and Steinman tied for the lead, then Boa Esperanca, and then a distant 4th is us. And of course, what we want is to get Scuderia out of there. Gonzalez just hanging on to 9th in front of Chapman. But our tires are better than a lot of our competitors, as is typical. So we just want to hang on to this. Using a speed burst there with Costa. Try to get a couple positions. Yeah, that's not working. Okay, it did anyway. Costa getting up to 5th. Gonzalez in 9th. And is almost a full 2 seconds behind. So I think I'm going to save the speed burst there. But if Becker can get stuck behind Vidal there instead of us with Costa, that would be very helpful. Optimally, I'd like to get about a third of the race on these. Get down to about 30 laps or something like that for the mediums. We'll see how that goes. Costa's form still quite good. Gonzalez average at best. And therefore stuck in the middle of the pack. But appears to be a little more comfortable back there. Sharp now getting ahead of Chapman. But still, having them back there is just fine. And the race standings looking just about the same, really. So we'll just need to handle Scuderia eventually. Lipinen for Steinman leads the race. Very good chance of us wanting to knock out Saarinen and Wexler. And the thing is, there's only one stop. So we probably want to do it around that stop, which is coming up soon. Is there any reason for me not to pull the trigger on that? And I don't want to do it quite yet, but I don't think it's going to be long. We're up to 4th and 6th here. Okay, I think at the end of this next lap, and we could have problems with Sharp or whatever, but I mean, with Saarinen and Wexler in the top spots earlier and running fast, and they're going to pit soon. So I'd just like to get a little bit more distance here. Yeah, I don't care when they pit. It's about when we're going to pit. You know what? I'll go for one more lap. Half a lap. Alright, let's get this done. Dieter Wexler. Goodbye. Saarinen. Goodbye. Yeah, and our tires going down quickly. So let's go to... just stay where you are. We'll get one more lap out of this. Let's pit Costa. Come in for mediums. Come in for mediums. And try to survive the rest on those. These are only partial yellows. Didn't get any full yellows out of it. Costa briefly took the lead. Both cars, tires into the red, and we're going to need to get 30 laps out of these mediums now. Once everybody pits and comes out, then we'll figure out what we have. We also have to figure out how much wear these are going to take per lap. We'll go neutral to start with both. Gonzalez, see if we can get you ahead. There we go. If it's 3% a lap, then we're going to be in trouble. Got to go conserve where we can. Get that tire temperature down. We're really going to need to stretch these out. Still not sure it's going to work. And Costa stuck in traffic. Let's unstick you. There we go. Up to 9th. We are starting to gain some on that tire wear rate. So I think we pretty much run conserve for, like, seriously the rest of the race. Let everybody else pit. Gonzalez losing a spot. We're just going to put up with that. That was who? Chapman on soft tires. That's fine. Your tires aren't going to last. You go do your thing. Now, the other thing we got to worry about is fuel. See how much Costa is gaining back in fuel per lap. 2.96 at the start of this one. Okay, 0.11 per lap. With another 24 laps to go. Looks like they'll have close to, but not quite enough. So Gonzalez probably going to have to go low for literally like half a lap somewhere. Or that's Costa rather. I want to see how Gonzalez does. Who has more fuel to make up. 4.2. See what we do with your speed burst. Losing 0.13 a lap. And we've got how much to go? 22? Yeah, we're not even going to be close. Not even going to be close. I definitely left too much there. So I'm going to go low with Gonzalez until we get a lot closer to that number. Now Costa struggling here with Holtz. And that's not a good thing. Let's get by. Please? No? Alright, I just like Holtz has lowered down tires, so I was hoping to get this pass. Might get it anyway. Yep, there it goes. Costa up to 6th with the 8.9 form. And Schmidt comes in, so Gonzalez up to 12th. There's our standings. We'd have a 7-point lead over Scuderia, 16 over Steinman, 22 over Panther. So it would, and Bo Esperanca down there would bunch up, but the bottom line is our position at the top would strengthen a little bit more. Or actually maybe be about the same, really, because we're losing part of our lead to some of those teams. But we'd certainly retake the lead. Hoping to get more positions, of course, before this race is over, and I think we will. Gonzalez in a really good position now with gaps around to work on that fuel. And up to 10th, and now you can see at 5th and 10th, we'd be in a more comfortable position. We'd really like to keep Costa ahead of Sharp if I can. But on the other hand, Sharp's going to have to pit again anyway, so who really cares? Let's take a look at Gonzalez's fuel situation. $17 more laps. 3 point, yeah. So it's getting closer, but we're not there yet. We're going to have to run low for a while. What about Costa? 9.6 on the form. Starting to close in on Modi, but Modi has fresher tires, so that's not going to happen. In any case, yep, we're still about 0.2 of a lap short. I don't want to do it right now when Sharp is behind like this, but we're going to have to run, I think, basically one lap on low to gain that back. Chapman surprisingly slow here. Probably should have Gonzalez use some more speed boost when we get to the straightaway. Yep. Behind to 9th, at least for now. And look at Gonzalez up at 7.3 form with Costa at 9.8. Drivers really trying to get this done. So 13 laps to go. And we're definitely, I think, still going to be into the red on the medium tires, but the continuing to conserve deal is probably the move for us, I do think. Sharp fading. I'm going to go low a bit here. We're driving at 10.0. Let me get around into the turns. Now I'll switch back to medium, and now we'll see where we're at the end of this lap. See if that maybe was enough or not. Gonzalez not there yet. So we're going to have 11 laps to go. We want to be at about 1.21. We closed the gap, but not much. I need to go low for longer distance. Okay. Sharp pitting again. There goes Becker into the pits. So Costa's up to 4th. And DeGraff is going to pit as well, so I think we're looking at maybe 3rd here. Regardless, I mean, right now we'd be looking at, even though Gonzalez not doing that much, we'd be looking at almost a 20-point lead and then more over Panther, Steinman, and Boa bunched together. We're about there for Costa. I'm going to go back up to medium. Gonzalez, not quite. The fuel gap is closing, but not there yet. And we've got this big gap behind also. What do we have here? Yeah, the suspension's definitely having issues. You're not kidding. But we only have a few laps left. I think we're going to make it. Yeah, Costa's right about on where I want to be with the fuel situation. Burning some of the saved up juice. Barring a surprise, like Surikov maybe has to go back in, but I doubt it. It looks like we're going to finish 3rd and 5th, and yeah, I mean, we're going to have like a 25-point lead. Panther and Stein will be close behind Scuderia. Boa quite a ways further back. They've really been fading, but I like where we're sitting, and we just need to make sure we don't blow this race for reasons of fuel. I still think Costa's right where he wants to be. Gonzalez has actually got some extra now. Switch to medium there. Can finish the race strong. Strong-ish. And then once we get to the straightaways, let's start using up some of this energy to give ourselves some extra speed. There's nobody close around us. We can burn it more on the final lap, but next time around, Or actually some here. Yep, and then next time around I'll use the rest of what Gonzalez has. And just trying to stay ahead of Pascal Becker there. This would be a nice place to use it to get by the blue flagged car. And Becker's still charging, so we may not be able to do this. May slip a spot, and that's okay. Costa very comfortably in third. You can see Surakov's tires fading at 28, but that's not going to make him come in. Yep, and Gonzalez loses the spot to Pascal Becker. Several seconds, though, ahead of DeGraff, so no concern there. And we'll use our final bits of energy on this lap as we come back around. Looks like we're going to have just enough energy to finish, or enough tire, rather, to finish without going into the red. So that tire situation working itself out almost perfectly. You go, Gonzalez. Use that little bit extra. 9.0 and 6.4. Costa driving an amazing race. Gonzalez didn't start out well, but boy did she come back. And Costa's bad start, he recovered from that as well. So overall, very strong showing for Van Dort. Yep. Both drivers happy, as they should be. A number of the cars had to go in for 2 stops, including race leader or winner Lipinen, but of those who didn't, we beat the majority of them. Well done for us. Nobody with parts penalties. Standings remain the same. And Costa's up to 4th overall in the standings. Gonzalez is now the points leader, believe it or not, with Wexler getting nothing. And look at how close the driver point standings are as well. That's remarkable. It's like top 7 within 20 points. We have a 22-point lead on Scuderia, 26 on Steinman, 26 on Panther. So we can pretty much wave goodbye to Boa. They appear to be out of it at this point. 5 races to go. We've got about half of a race's points lead on those other 3. And so we're back in a situation where it's really very similar to where it was, after the first race, a couple races ago, except that we've got this 20-point gap. And there's one more team involved. So very much good progress for Van Dort. And we're just going to be looking at, whoever the top drivers are for one of those teams, just take them out. 8.4 overall for Costa. I mean, he hasn't done a race below 7. Remarkable. 5.4 for Gonzalez. Solid. And I'm feeling very confident about this challenge now. So that's going to wrap it up in Phoenix. And if we can do those kind of gains when the key part for the race is one that we are the worst at, I'm feeling really good. We frankly should be a shoo-in to win this now. We just got to keep putting the pressure on the other teams, pushing them further and further behind. It's even possible we could clinch this a race early. Not going to count any chickens on that before they're hatched, but Phoenix is in the bag, and now we're going to move on to Vancouver in another week and a half. That'll be coming up next. Till then, thanks for watching. Motorsport Manager will be back soon with the Unknown Benefactor Challenge, inching closer to the finish.